Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode on the HydroSmp. Now, I'm going to be completely honest and tell you that I have no idea what we're going to do this episode, but I do know I do want to do a few things that hopefully we will get started on this episode. But what I have been doing in the meantime is kind of gathering up some things that we could potentially sell for a shop if we decide to build that today. I still don't have a shop design in mind yet, but I've just been gathering things in the meantime. I do have some of that the warped logs gathered up for a possible shop thing to sell and some other items as well. But what I do hopefully want to do in the beginning here is go cinnamon roll farming in the nether, get some of that ancient debris all farmed up, and maybe get a start to some netherite. Typically, netherite's not that big important to me because I do generally like the look of diamond armor better than the netherite. I just think the netherite armor looks way too bulky when they added it, and I wish it would have been more of the diamond style. And I kind of like the blue that diamond is, so I'm usually not too big of a rush to get netherite, but getting it on some of our tools would be pretty nice. So I think we are going to meet up and go exploring in the nether for a little bit to see how many cinnamon rolls we can farm up in the nether. So we are gonna cut to that and we'll see you then. Now, to start things off, what we're gonna have to do is we are going to have to head to the nether and find an opening in the nether roof. I know for sure there's one at spawn, but I'm not sure if there's anybody farther away that has an opening, but we might just head straight to spawn because I am not aware of any openings other than that at the moment. So we are gonna go ahead and fly over there, take a dive into the hole in the bedrock here that gives us access to the shopping district portal, and I decided to go west towards where our base is. And what we are going to do is we are going to go as far west as we can, away from all of the areas that other people have already explored, and kind of find to see if there is anything that is still left over in the nether. As you can see, as we're flying through, the nether is pretty picked over for netherite, and in order to get some at this point in the season, we have to go out pretty far. I think we managed to go a couple thousand blocks away from the nether spawn, and it wasn't the most successful netherite journey. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut to that after netherite mining experience, and we'll kind of give you a catch up on how exactly that went. So after an hour and a half in the nether together, we got pretty much nothing. I'm starting to feel like the nether is just really bad gambling and there isn't really a reward for it. I got, I think, 12 ancient debris, 12 cinnamon rolls for an hour and a half. So at least I got something, but it's not really the best luck. We went pretty much everywhere, and most of the nether is pretty explored for being on an SMP, but we did find an area where there wasn't any exploration and we still didn't get very much. I think he got maybe 13, but that's like 3 netherite ingots a piece, which isn't very much. Including the one that I have, I might be able to fully netherite my armor, but I'd probably gonna prioritize my tools first. But I might go back later and do some more and bring some more food this time because the damage from the beds exploding kind of drained my food a little bit. But for now, I think we're gonna go ahead and think of a new project to start on. Like I mentioned, I wanted to work on a shop maybe today, but other than that, I kind of want to add some more little village houses around this little area to kind of fill it out a little bit, because it is looking pretty empty. But in order to do that, what we're gonna have to do is actually make some of the path that we did over there in our village area, just to kind of give us an idea of where the roads are gonna be, and then it will give us a more sense of where the houses will lay out kind of around the path there. And then I don't know if I'm going to connect a path up this way or not yet. It is kind of more on a cliff face, and this area here is pretty much the more natural incline there, so it might be easiest to do a path there. But I am gonna have to get a wheat farm going. We do have a mud farm over on this side that turns dirt into mud and then TNT explodes it into this little chest here. But the problem is we don't have wheat to turn it into packed mud, so I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of wheat farm. And I'm not the biggest redstone person and I don't understand it whatsoever, so our wheat farm might be a little bit more manual than those village wheat farms, but we'll definitely kind of see how that turns out. I did think it would be kind of cool if we added one of those big wheat fields over in this area of our kingdom. I think a natural wheat field would look pretty nice, just kind of giving us some color and then some more of that natural look to it. So one way or another we'll get that wheat going, and hopefully we can get a ton more of this packed mud to get some more of these types of roads over in our village. They're not going to be as big as this road whatsoever, but it will definitely have to be on theme and going through our village. I haven't decided if I want to go through the mountain or not yet. I didn't really want to have to ruin the mountain, but I do want to connect these somehow up to that one as well. But that is something we'll definitely have to think about while we're working on those village roads. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get started on a wheat field, and we'll catch you all in a little bit. It's safe to say we'll have plenty of wheat for a while. Now, it may be a completely manual wheat farm, but I feel like this looks a lot better than those automatic wheat fields anyway, and I am really loving the look of it. Now, it's not as big as I want it to be. I want it to kind of go over this entire area here, but it's a great start, and wheat fields take a lot longer than you may think, so this took quite a while, so I'm gonna take a break from the wheat field for now, and we'll come back and plant some more on a different day. But it looks like the villager trampled this crop here. But we can take a look at all we gathered so far, and it's safe to say we have an entire shulker box of wheat. And I think that will be plenty enough to start that packed mud that we were talking about there, and we can see we have plenty of seeds as well to continue making our wheat field. And that shulker box is one gathering of the wheat field, so anytime we need wheat we can just head on over, farm up all of the wheat here and then replant it, and we'll have a whole shulker box, and that is plenty enough for us. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this back over to our kingdom, take it to that mud farm, and get some of that packed mud that we need for our roads. You might have seen that deer statue that's in progress right now. Brolaz is making us a deer statue for the center of our road path over there. But I should have some mud cooked up already that we can kind of turn into that packed mud that we've been using for our roads. We will grab some dirt shulker boxes, and then we can take this over to our mud farm and make some more mud with this as well, and we will get plenty of that packed mud for the future projects and this project that we're going to be doing on here. We will place the dirt shulker boxes here with the wheat, and we'll take this mud out. We'll turn it into that lovely packed mud, And this might be something that I sell in the future as well, now that we have a wheat farm and a mud farm all gathered, and that terraforming of those mountains gave me plenty of dirt to turn into mud. So I might sell some mud in the future as well. I think that would be a really nice item to have in our shop, along with that warped wood, probably some wool and some other things as well. But what I'm going to do in the meantime is I am going to take this dirt, and I am actually going to turn all of this dirt, or not all of it, but most of it, into this mud, and we will get plenty of packed mud for our roads. Whoops. And we will get some extra mud as well. But I am going to go ahead and mine up this packed mud. You can see that TNT going off. And we will see you all in a little bit with all of our resources. Now that we have plenty of resources gathered, we can go ahead and start on those dirt roads. I have plenty of that packed mud, coarse dirt, some podzol, and a whole shulker box of that brown concrete powder for us to get started on our roads. These are going to mimic that road over on by the gateway, and we are going to kind of connect our stables to our starter house and our nether portal as well. We are also going to hopefully add some big pine trees up on the mountain and next to our path here to kind of add some of that natural look, some more of that naturey trees I think would look really nice here. And also spread through our kingdom, I want to add some more of those custom trees. I'm kind of thinking pine trees for the theme that we're going for. We'll put some up there and down on the floor here. I'm going to start by adding maybe 2 pine trees in the mix right now and then add more in the future. But we'll get started and we'll see you all soon. The custom trees are built, and I gotta say, I love the aesthetic they are bringing to our kingdom here. With the shader pack on, it is casting that natural shadow over our dirt roads, and it's giving us a really nice feeling as we're walking through here. The trees are tall enough where we can walk underneath of them and look up to get that sense of height that they are bringing. And I just am loving the feel that they are bringing. I haven't really gotten the chance to build trees in survival before, but now that we have them, I never noticed how much of a difference trees really bring to an area, and having them are just bringing this area to life. As you can see, we have plenty of resources left over for those dirt roads, so we'll be able to add plenty of roads through our kingdom and add a ton of more trees in here. I am definitely going to be adding some leaves and grass, but first we're going to get this dried ghast all put in our little area here. We got this little pond, and we're going to get him all hydrated. This is my first time having a happy ghast in Minecraft since they came out, and Burlaus went ahead and gave me this happy ghast to add to our little area here. So while this guy gets all hydrated, we're gonna go back and work on our paths here. I want to go ahead and see if we have some leftover tree materials, which it looks like we have a little bit here. We'll grab some azalea leaves as well as some tuff and 1 acacia log here. And what I want to do is I kind of want to add some custom boulders in the mix with our trees. This is going to give us more of that forest feeling, where as you were to walk into a forest in real life, you'll notice that there's that extra shrubbery or those extra kind of rocks or boulders kind of placed throughout your forest. And little details like this are gonna help bring the feeling together, having those little bit of details on the ground with those tall natural trees in the background. It'll kind of give a sense for the whole area. But we're gonna break these little birch trees here because I'm not liking how those two were really close together, and we're gonna go ahead and get rid of the rest of the birch trees in here eventually. But for now, I'm just kind of working with the feeling of having these tall trees and kind of working out a little bit of landscaping, what we can do. In the meantime, I still want to add a ton of more houses in this little village, so I don't want to go too overboard with the trees at the moment until we kind of know where our houses are going to be. But once those houses start to form inside our village here, we will add plenty of more of those trees and get a good feeling for this area. We'll take some shears from in here, and I am going to go ahead and grab some of that grass, the little short grass pieces, and I think we have some over this way that we can kind of steal for the moment. And I'm going to actually add these little grass bits on top of our path to kind of give us that more greenery to our path and kind of give it that texturing. Our path looks a little bit bland right now, so having a little bit of greenery usually breaks up a build a little bit. So I'm going to take some of this short grass and add it around here. And you can also see how I added it to our path. And this helps bring the area up a little bit. I will definitely get a ton of more short grass for here and put some on our path too. But for the meantime, I think that that little bit of landscaping looks really nice next to our trees. It's not something that you notice right away, but as you're walking through the area, little boulders and leaves like that really help bring the area together. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and wait for our happy gas to grow up. And he's all grown up and looking happy. Now, I forgot that these guys don't grow up full grown like you might think they would. I haven't really played around with these at all. So this is a first for me. And we're gonna take this guy. I thought I had some snowballs in here that I could give him, but it doesn't look like I do. So I'm gonna have to find some real quick so we can get this guy some snowballs. I thought I could hook him up to those walls, but for some reason Minecraft removed being able to lead things to walls, which is a little bit frustrating. But I'm gonna actually fly up to our watchtower, but I think his lead will break. And it looks like it did. But I'm gonna grab him some snowballs real quick, just so we can give him a little bit of snack. I think I have some snow blocks up in the 3rd floor in our little snow biome section. Get some snow blocks, and hopefully that will give us a little bit of snowballs. Now, I don't believe this will give me snowballs because I do have silk touch. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to craft a shovel real quick. Just a regular old shovel because my shovel's just silk touched on it. So I'm gonna grab, let's do gold. I'm gonna do a gold shovel. And get some sticks. I have some wood on me from those birch trees. Get some of the sticks and we'll get ourselves a good gold shovel. And now we have 12 snowballs to give to our new friend. Now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna name this guy quite yet. We'll fly down here. Come here, Ghast, and we'll get you some snowballs. Now, it doesn't seem like they grow up as fast with snowballs than like other mobs do when you give them the food of their choice, but that's okay. He's just gonna kind of hang out over here until he grows up. And I will have to make him a house eventually, but for the meantime, we're just gonna kind of have him sit over by our starter house for the moment's time. We'll hook you up to that little lead there. These guys are so cute. But we'll let that guy grow up, and then we got a harness all ready for him as well when he grows up. But while we wait for that, what I want to do is actually get some more of these trees put in our little area here, and we'll check you back in after those trees are all built. The trees are all in and built, and I gotta say, I am loving having them in our kingdom here. As you can see, we added a ton more trees, and I think we have 8 trees in total now in our little entry here. I am going to be adding a ton of more trees to our kingdom once we get more of the houses put in, but for now, I think this is a really nice little area as we exit our nether portal. And I am loving the feel of having all of our trees in here. I am hopefully gonna be getting a custom music disc with some little nature sounds that we'll have on a loop in our little forest here. I want to kind of play around with that a little bit now that I figured out how the custom discs work. But over in this area, I am going to add the next little house, and then we'll surround that with trees. And then we'll add a ton more trees, hopefully up there and over by our gateway that we made last episode. But for now, I think this is going to be the last project of today's episode. I did go ahead and make a design for our shop, but I'm just gathering materials for it at the moment, so I can't build it quite yet. And the Hunger Games is tomorrow, so I'm going to have to cut this episode a little bit short, but I should hopefully be getting my point of view from the Hunger Games tomorrow and getting that out to you guys. So you should hopefully be getting 2 episodes this week instead of 1 big episode. But next episode, we'll definitely be designing our shop finally and getting that all stocked up. All I have to do is finish gathering the materials for it, and we'll get that built in the shopping district. But for now, we will catch you all next episode, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye!